Oh,
those 247 points. Companies whose shares had fresh all-time highs today include Google parent Alphabet, Apple, Amazon, and Tesla.
Who's up to me, man?
11% today.
I'll be out trying to film drones around military bases. I wish I had the capability to do that. I wish I could.
High, and that's the definition of a correction.
I'm just going to drive here a little bit.
The latest on the U.S. consumer coming tomorrow morning with the November retail sales. CNBC.
Bills to help you hear and be heard. Bills to help you hear and be heard. $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Go to JobraEnhanced.com. JobraEnhanced.com/radio. JobraEnhanced.com/radio.
Named one of the best personal finance podcasts, the Stacking Benjamin Show with Joe and his friends makes financial literacy fun.
Draymond Green has a podcast. He was asking Mark Cuban why, at the beginning of 2024, Cuban sold a huge part of his company.
Did you see how much money I got? I'm sure there's a more graceful answer than that, but dude, I bought it for $200 million and sold it for $6 billion.
Nobody was that much more graceful than that.
Find out more by searching the Stacking Benjamin podcast wherever you listen.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
Slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Where are we going?
Izervay or avastin-capsid pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in one.
Why does this cameras always show weird lights, man?
Retinal detachment or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today. Visit Izervay.com. That's
What happens if I turn into this?
Paid for by Astellas Pharma. Every second counts in a poison emergency. That's why Poison Health is standing by 24/7 to provide free assistance in over 100 languages. Say Poison Health as a contact in your phone today. Poison Health. 1-800-222-1222. After I came home from Iraq, I could still hear the bullets. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's Veterans Space Challenges, DAV declares.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
Thanks to DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories great and small.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to
Does that make it better?
Unused prescription opioid pain medicine.
Rotate device back.
Before they can hurt your medicine. Find a drug take-back options such as medicine drop boxes. Visit www.FDA.gov/drug.
For Beverly, winning the fight against vision loss means focusing on what's closest to her. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is committed to funding research together,
My radio is acting funky. Hopefully the sound quality of the radio gets better.
Of New Jersey, Adam Smith, Washington,
Oh, I made a wrong turn. Oh well. I made a wrong turn.
And Omar, of course, of Minnesota. I'm sure many others will be joining. Now, that is a stupid gap for Democrats.
I would count on this camera for driving, I'll tell you that much.
Democrats work with President Trump where appropriate. It is a foolhardy plan to simply preemptively fight President Trump. One of the people who knows this is apparently, according to Axios, Fetterman is on an island as he reaches out to MAGA. Quote, Senator John Fetterman has become a voice of bipartisanship, making moves that he tells Axios are, quote, responsible and completely appropriate, but that are putting him on an island apart from other Democrats. As the vast majority of Democrats on Capitol Hill fume over many of Donald Trump's cabinet picks and his for a second term, Fetterman is showing a rare willingness to engage with parts of MAGA world. It's easy to think Fetterman could be a new version of Democrat turned independent Joe Manchin. That would be wrong. He's a reliable Democratic vote, but he's emerging as an independent voice within his party simply by emphasizing the need to talk more with the other side. So, for example, he met with Pete Hegseth, or he's going to meet with Pete Hegseth this week, President Trump's pick for SecDef. He also met, for example, with Elise Stefanik, President Trump's pick for UN ambassador. He's already said that he's going to vote for her. Fetterman this is smart. Now, Fetterman is, again, a very staunch Democrat. He's going to vote with the Democrats 95% of the time.
Fetterman is a
But he also understands that if he's going to defy President Trump's agenda, then he better have a good reason to do so. And right now, it just appears that Democrats are still fulminating over having lost the election. They literally cannot understand how they lost to President Trump again. And I think that's because they fundamentally misunderstand the American people.
They do misunderstand the American people. What are you talking about?
You'll remember Tim Walz. I mean, he was a weirdo. He was the inflatable at the tire store near the freeway who ran for vice president with Kamala Harris. You remember him? I know, he's so forgettable. It really is kind of funny. You struggle to come up with the name of the Democratic nominee. And it's been 5 weeks since the election. Pretty incredible. Well, Tim Walz was on Minnesota Public Radio, and he said he can't understand how they lost. After all, he's poor. What? So your argument for being vice president of the United States was you're bad at finances and never earned money? Why would that possibly be a good argument for why you should be the heir to the presidency? That makes no sense at all. Like, you being unsuccessful over the course of your relatively long
Tim
life,
Walz
because
is an
Tim
idiot,
Walz
man.
is currently 60 years old. That is a terrible argument for why he should be vice president. But he seems to think that solidarity in poverty is somehow a winning ticket for the American people. It never was. The American people would actually succeed. The American dream is not to be like Tim Walz. It is to be like J.D. Vance. There is Tim Walz failing to understand the American people.
How in the world did we lose to a billionaire or a venture capitalist when we were making the case of a county attorney and a high school teacher, and we were focusing on cost of groceries, cost of health care, those types of issues that should have really resonated? We need to figure out, and whoever does it at the party level as we build out, how do we reach those groups that we lost in? And it was many of them. How did we lose Hispanic group? I was losing Puerto Ricans in Allentown after Donald Trump's at a rally where they talk about Puerto Rico being garbage. And I think for whatever reason, there was a distrust that people really, that the Democratic Party stood with that group of working people.
So, again, your argument is that they should have solidarity with you because you were poor? Now remember, Tim Walz actually ran on this. He ran on the idea that you should have solidarity with him because he had no real estate holdings and no stocks. Which, by the way, is a terrible way to invest. That's how you end up at 60 years old with no money. Truly. You want financial advice? Invest. Take the money that you're making and put it in the stock market. Put it in, if you don't know anything about investment, put your money in an index fund. Even if you do know something about investment, you should put your money in an index fund and just leave it there and don't touch it. Don't sell when the market goes down. Don't buy when the market goes up. Just get in the market. Do dollar cost averaging. Just keep buying into the market. Buy real estate when you have the opportunity to do so and just hold. Buy and hold for long periods of time. But again, this is the same guy who went out on the campaign trail and suggested that J.D. Vance was a sellout for having risen from relatively impoverished background with a horrifying family background to become a Yale law graduate after having served in the military and then running for vice president after being a senator. Like, that's a crazy pitch. I think that a lot of Democrats fundamentally do not understand the American people. And there is this disconnect. And that disconnect is, I think, being radically exacerbated, by the nature of social media. Social media radically exacerbates the disconnect between the American people and the elites who write for the media and who are on social media. Social media encompasses a very narrow slice of the American people. So just to take one example, there is a poll that is now out with regard to Luigi Mangione. Okay, so this poll is from RMG Research. Polled 1,000 people, and what they found was that 53% of Americans thought that Luigi Mangione, who is the guy who shot the United Healthcare CEO allegedly, that he was a villain. Only 10% thought he was a hero, and 22% said neither. Now, online, those numbers are probably reversed. Online, you would suggest 80-90% of people think this person is some sort of hero. Also, if you're online,
of your own congressman. People don't like Congress, but they like their own. Something similar is going on when you talk about the nation's health. Something similar is going on when you talk about the nation's healthcare system, or the healthcare in the nation, versus your own healthcare. Your own healthcare. Look at this. Excellent or good. The quality of it. 71% say it's excellent or good. How about the coverage of it? 65% say that their coverage is excellent or good. How about satisfied with the cost? A majority, 58%, say that they're satisfied with the cost. So the bottom line is this. You wonder why the healthcare system in this country stays the same. It's because people don't like the healthcare in sort of the abstract, but when it comes to their own healthcare, a lot of Americans actually are pretty gosh darn satisfied.
Yeah,
Cops all over the gas station.
Actually show. Again, there's a second poll that was done from the Center for Strategic Politics at UHC. And what they found is that 61% of Americans had a negative view of Luigi Mangione, the alleged shooter. Only 18% had a positive view. As for Brian Thompson, the United Healthcare CEO, 35% had a negative view. 19% had a positive view. The rest didn't know. And that includes, by the way, a plurality of Americans who had a negative view of United Healthcare. And which all seems relatively normal, but the reaction from the media is so utterly disconnected, and from Democrats is so utterly disconnected. Hey, let us make something clear. What Luigi Mangione did is a terrorist attack. It is a terrorist attack when you kill someone in order to, quote unquote, raise the issue. If you kill somebody in order to raise the issue, that is the nature of terrorism. You're seeking to bring attention to the issue by doing murder. And what the American body politic should do, what everybody should basically do, is if a terrorist wants you to talk about the problems of the healthcare system, you shouldn't give them what they want, or you're incentivizing people to kill people. Now, we should absolutely have long-form conversations about the healthcare system in the United States. When I say long-form, I mean informed conversations, because let's be real about this, people don't know bleep about the healthcare systems in the United States. They really don't. Just to take one example, Whoopi Goldberg was on The View on Friday. And Whoopi Goldberg started running her mouth about health insurance. And my goodness gracious, does she not understand what health insurance companies do?
There are things we can fool with and things we can't. Healthcare is one of those things that you shouldn't be able to fool with. And insurance companies who you pay, I pay into my insurance, you pay into your insurance. I don't understand. If I don't go to the hospital for a whole year, where's my money? Why don't you give me the money back? Then you don't have to worry about it. Because I feel like, I said this, okay.
How does she think insurance works? And the people who are having these conversations literally know nothing. Mangione himself, in his manifesto, said he knew nothing about the systems. He really, he said, I don't know enough about this complex system, I'm just going to kill somebody. And Whoopi Goldberg there suggesting the way insurance, if you pay into your car insurance company and you don't take any money out, you don't get into a car crash, do you get your money back? Of course not. That's not how insurance works. Yeah, but that is the level of the conversation that is being had. So don't pretend that we're now having a deep and abiding conversation about health insurance in this country. We absolutely are not. The conversation has gotten significantly worse, not better. And that is led by members of our cultural and political elite. We'll get to more on this in a moment. First, make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 100 times your money. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, and it's available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Join now, because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Pickmas. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code Shapiro. Get $50 credit instantly when you play $5. That's code Shapiro on Prize Picks to get $50 credit instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. Again, Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, and it's available to play in more than 40-plus states. Go check them out right now by downloading the app. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, coming up, Democrats are way too online about a wide variety of topics. It's the Ben Shapiro Show.
There's only one Chris Platt. can't ask somebody to speak English if you're going to give them a job in America. You can make them speak another language, but you can't require that they speak English. How about the DMV? No, no, no. Police officer need to speak English? Oh, that would be discrimination. How about air traffic controllers? You got to be able to speak English? Nope.
Entertaining, irreverent, and clever. Hey, Chris Plant, part of your day with 1370 WCOA.
That sound is why we fund life-saving science. That sound is why we push you to be healthier.
Isn't going to the dentist, but it is at Sam Dollar Dental. In Fort Walton, call 243-4723. But in Navarre, call 343-4661. Sam Dollar Dental, both Fort Walton Beach and Navarre.
First, call Winfield, stat.
Thy kingdom come. No.
The Father seeketh.
Veterans can reach victories great and small. Not in life.
You gotta make money. Go right next Sunday. Well, I didn't go to work, told the boss I was sick.
Wise men said, and we've come to worship.
Entrepreneur, photographer, and public speaker. With the right support, more veterans can reach victories great.
What time is it? Ah, well, fuck.